Okay, good morning, everybody, and just want to say, wow, what a great game last night. Villanova is the new champions for college basketball. So, for those of us who may need a little extra help in scoring the brackets in our classroom, I have one of our students, Bella here, is going to be helping me to walk through some of the correct scoring on our brackets. Bella, maybe you can scoot up just a little bit and we'll go ahead and walk through. So if I have my bracket here, this is the same bracket that was sent out through email to all the staff members. If we have our brackets here and I go up to the first game, well, in our first game, we had a blank line here. We had a choice between two teams, Kansas and Maryland. If I had correctly picked Kansas in that first game, I'm going to give myself 1 point. It's probably best to use a pencil or a pen that is maybe red or blue or green, just not the same color as your other writing here. So if I had correctly picked Kansas, I give myself 1 point. If I had chosen Maryland in that game, I can't get any points for that game. So it's just 1 point for correctly picking Kansas. Likewise, in the next game, we have Miami and Villanova. If I had correctly picked Villanova, I'm going to give myself 1 point. Again, if I chosen Miami, that's incorrect. No points there. So I got a point for Kansas, 1 point for Villanova. Likewise, moving down the line here in the opening round, if I had Oregon and Duke, if I had correctly picked Oregon here, give myself a point for that one. Texas A&M and Oklahoma, if I had correctly picked Oklahoma, give myself a point. Again, if you had incorrectly picked any of these teams, I know Texas A&M was a popular pick. If I put Texas A&M in that spot, I could not get a point for that. So if I had correctly picked all these games on this side, I would have gotten a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 points there. So, but as I move across the brackets here over to the East region, if I had correctly picked North Carolina in that opening game, North Carolina versus Indiana, if I had North Carolina, give myself a point. Notre Dame, 1, I should give myself a point there. Virginia, give myself a point there. And if I had written Syracuse in this line, because they were triumphant over Gonzaga, that is another point. Okay, so if I move back across to the next round, so now I'm moving in another round, another bracket a little bit. So if I had correctly picked Villanova in the Kansas-Villanova game, 2 points for picking that correct winner. Skipping the middle box and going down to the bottom, if I had correctly picked Oklahoma in that game, 2 points for that correct winner. Likewise, moving back over here, the East region, North Carolina versus Notre Dame. If I had correctly picked North Carolina, sorry, my little bracket got kind of messed up in the printer here. But if I had correctly picked North Carolina out of that matchup, I give myself 2 points for that one. And Syracuse and Virginia, this is where a lot of brackets got tripped up because Virginia, as you notice here, was a 1 seed and Syracuse was a 10 seed. But if you had correctly picked Syracuse as a winner there, give yourself 2 points there. And now as I move on to picking the teams that will participate in the championship game, Villanova, if I had correctly written Villanova into that box there, 3 points for picking that one correctly. And if I had correctly picked North Carolina to participate in the championship game, give myself 3 points for that one. And then, of course, you had your championship match last night, Villanova and North Carolina. We also had some students trip up here because many of us had North Carolina as the champion, but, however, Villanova did win. So if you correctly picked Villanova as the champion, give yourself 4 points. So at this point here, we just go ahead and we total up all of our points and have a cumulative total here. So if I add up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 19, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So this perfect bracket, best possible score, 26 points. That is the best possible score. However, trying to get, the probability of getting a perfect bracket is highly improbable. So that being said, many of us had scores on our campus around 12 points, maybe 10 points, maybe 14 points, 15 points, and so forth. I believe our champion had 15 points on our campus. However, maybe students in your classroom did better. But that's an example of how you can score the brackets in your classroom. And we thank you very much for joining in to this year's bracket challenge. Have a good day.